Hello and welcome to Lunar Persuasion Astrology. Today we're going to look at the new moon for today, December 30th, 2024, in the sidereal sign of Sagittarius. Now, I've taken some notes, I've got them written down, I want to take a look at them. So, we're coming from this previous cycle of moon and sun in Scorpio, where there's this hidden energy, this secretive nature. And this is quite different going into Sagittarius because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. It's all about expansion. So these next 2 weeks are going to be about expanding our perceptions, our worldview, our beliefs, our ideas around things. And it's really going to be the catalyst that's going to help us grow and evolve. Really about opening ourselves up, letting that new wisdom coming in. So in astrology, the moon represents our mind, and it's really the mind is really our main source of our emotions. It's how we perceive the world. Everything comes through as a thought, right? It's really our reality. And so in astrology, you can analyze that by looking at the moon, which is really interesting. And so when the moon travels through Sagittarius, our mind becomes infused with those qualities of Sagittarius. It's a fire sign, it's dual, it's masculine, it's sattvic in nature. So there's this motivation for higher learning, an ability to be adaptive and have better reflexes. Jupiter is also expanding our mind, while the fire element is bringing in inspiration, creativity to those thoughts and ideas. Now, new moons are the darkest phase in a lunar cycle. It's where the sun and moon are joined together. There's no light for the moon to reflect. And so that's where the idea of new beginnings and that sort of thing comes for new moons. It's because you have to bring in your own source of light. And that can be in the form of a new idea or starting a new project or tackling something that is new, essentially, because the moon in this cycle and over the next 2 weeks is going to be waxing. It's going to be growing bigger in size and in brightness. And this is really symbolic of what we'll be doing during this 2 week cycle as well as we approach the full moon. So because the moon does not produce its own light and we do need to create our own source, it's going to be in that idea of finding inspiration or even letting go of something that's a blocker. That's also really important. So maybe you didn't get everything cleared out in that Scorpio cycle. You've got Sagittarius coming in, things aren't lining up, you're wondering what's going on. Look inward, see if there's something that you need to be releasing. That's really important. And then be open-minded, because there's this quote that I pulled I thought was really good. It says, a closed mind. That's just so true. So let's look at the moon's journey through a chart, right? So if the moon is our mind, let's think about how the moon is going around the zodiac. It's like how our mind is it's like almost like our mind going into different rooms of a house, right? But it's fixed. It's like a fixed journey. You always go into the bedroom first, and then you go into the spare bedroom, and then you go into the bathroom, and then you go down the hallway. It's this continuous cycle. The moon flows around the chart. And so, depending on how your chart is set up, you will see in your life different areas that kind of always go the same way, depending on what house is being activated. And when the new moon is in Sagittarius, it's reflecting this natural ninth house energy. And so the ninth house is about the higher learning and bringing in knowledge and wisdom. It's also about some spirituality. It's the house of teachers and gurus. It's also the house of your father. So it's about learning, bringing in new information, and receiving the lessons of life. So let's see here. Oh, yes, Jupiter is retrograde right now in the sign of Taurus. And so, since Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, that is going to influence the energies of this. It's going to make it a little bit more introspective, because that's what retrogrades do. It's going inward versus versus outward. And in the sign of Taurus, that is where we find our comforts, our finances, our resources, our wealth. It's also the house of family. And Taurus is also about just feeling secure, having security, and being stable. So the new moon in Sagittarius is your invitation to break out of those patterns that we were talking about of just going from one house to the next. And this is really a chance for you to stop and say, hey, you know, is there more to see here? Is there more to see? And am I keeping myself from seeing it? That's what this is all about. Okay, so let's get into what this new moon energy is going to be like for each ascendant based on the element of your ascendant. If you've watched any of my other previous videos, you know I really like to go through the Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha houses in this way. So we're going to first start out with the fire ascendants. This is Aries, this is Leo, this is Sagittarius. The new moon is in one of your Dharma houses. So this is about expanding your understanding of your purpose and what truly fulfills your heart. These are the things in life that feels like destiny. It feels like you're supposed to be doing these things. And it's also very fulfilling as well. It's a cycle of taking action and feeling inspired and living authentically. And with Jupiter retrograde in one of your Artha houses, this energy is more introspective around your finances, your income, how you're bringing in money, and also your career. Even though Jupiter's influence is retrograde, it's still about growth and expansion, and this will be for all the signs. It's just more about what's happening on the inside. Okay, for Earth ascendants, this is Taurus, this is Virgo, and Capricorn. This new moon activates a moksha house for you. So this is about expanding your emotional connections and how you manage your attachments. It's also about learning what to release that's no longer serving you. And then this Jupiter retrograde is bringing in that reflection, that reflective time to find moments of solitude for that inner work. And so even though Jupiter is retrograde, it's in one of your Dharma houses, and it's supporting that creativity, that inspiration, and helping you align with a deeper sense of purpose. For my air ascendants, we've got Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. For the air sign, the moon lights up a Kama house for you. So this is expanding focus on your enjoyment in life, your experiences, and your social interactions with others. And this is a time to get out there, embrace life, and explore what's truly lighting you up, what's really getting you excited. It's a really good time for that. So the water ascendants, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, this new moon highlights an Artha house for you. Now, this is expanding your focus on work, your finances, and your health as well. It's about securing resources, working hard, and finding a balance between your public life and your private world. With Jupiter retrograde in a Kama house, there's been growth in your social life, communication, and enjoyment overall, and it's about finding happiness in the little things while making room for those meaningful connections. All right, guys. Well, this was short and sweet, but I wanted to keep it to the point. If you're interested in learning where these energies are taking place for you specifically, what house based on your ascendant, I actually have that broken down on my website, lunarpersuasion.com. Links in the description. Check it out if you're interested. And other than that, I hope everyone has a happy new year, a happy and safe new year, a prosperous 2025, and a awesome happy new moon. So until then, I'll see you guys later.